Hey guys, welcome back to the Trailerviewboys podcast. So, this is our initial cinematic, spoiler-free review. We will have a spoilers review where me and Alex sit down and we have a good chat about everything that happens in the movie. So, that will be something entirely separate because we know you guys want to listen and have the conversation with us. And we thought we'd definitely talk to you as well about a spoiler-free review because we really love this film and we wanted to encourage people to go and see it. Now, why is it called a cinematic review? That's because the guys at the Light Cinema in Warsaw kindly asked us down to the midnight showing so we could talk to all the fans, which was absolutely brilliant. So I'm about to flick you over to all of the recordings that we've made from the Light Cinema Warsaw, where everyone was absolutely brilliant. We had some really good conversations and some brilliant impressions, some real Chewbacca fans out there. So please give this all a listen. There's some great fan theories and, as I say, non-spoiler review. And really, go and see this film. It's absolutely brilliant. If you are a fan, pardon me, if you are a fan, then you should be seeing this at the cinema. It is the end of the saga that you've been waiting for, and there are so many scenes in this film that you actually gasp and you visualise in awe. It's brilliant. The characters, everyone's characters, pretty much come full circle within their character story, which is what we want. There are some obviously already announced old characters returning, so please, by all means, give this one a watch at your cinema. We came out lost for words. We really enjoyed it. There are going to be a lot of fans out there actually that have their own opinion, which is fine. That's what movies do. But for the Trailerviewboys, we absolutely loved it. We came out there with a smile. Really enjoyed every moment. It gave proper fan service to a proper franchise for Star Wars. Star Wars? I don't even know who Stan is. Is a Stan a character in Star Wars? Anyway, as I say, a lot of the characters get their full story arc complete, so there isn't really any moment of the film as well, particularly where I feel there's any wasted scenes or any sort of pointless scenarios. It is a journey whereby a journey has to complete finding objects to the next journey and on to the next journey to the conclusion. So I'm babbling on a bit now, guys, so I'm going to throw you into the cinematic review. As I say, at the cinema we are talking to the real fans here, so give this a listen and catch you at the end.
Well, step on the mic, buddy, come on. Absolutely. So then, guys, we're joined by one of the Light employees, the Mr.
Ben.
Mr. Ben himself.
Indeed.
Ben, if you want to chuck some headphones on, by all means you can do. It's up to yourselves.
By all means. It's like
just in front of you.
I've been working. As I was testing it. Oh,
if you fancy it, there you are.
If you want to. Totally up to you.
So have you seen the film yet?
No, I haven't. I promised family and loved ones that I would be on my best behaviour and wait for them to come join me for it.
Oh, right, okay. Mate, you're better than us.
You're tied down for that one then.
So less I fear the wrath of an angry pregnant lady, yes.
Yeah.
100%, yeah, okay, that's a respectable choice.
Absolutely.
That's 100%.
So is there a favourite choice of the saga?
Favourite film? We're diving in deep there, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
subjectively,
Yep.
like if I go for the best one, for me, it's still The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's like absolutely. It's like I was very. My parents giant nerds. I sat down. They showed me all three back to back, and that's still the strongest for me.
Top parents, by the way. Just shout out to the parents of Ben there. Absolutely.
It's like
parenting skills on point.
Absolutely. Personal favourite, I don't know if it's a weird one, but for me, Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
It was. It's like childhood, one of the last ones I saw in cinema before naturally that big gap in the break.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that one.
It's like a soft spot in my heart for that last fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin.
Yes.
All the music and all that.
Sure. Yeah.
Totally. It really is dramatised well, isn't it? I mean,
very much so.
They really do portray it as two brothers just really hurt and going at each other with everything they've got. It's fantastic.
The whole film sets the scene for the original trilogy that everyone saw.
Absolutely.
That whole film.
Favourite scene in that film, then? If that's your personal favourite, your favourite scene?
Favourite scene? So I'd probably the opening scene, the Battle over Coruscant.
Yeah.
I also could actually go at the time when the film came out. I also grew up with the animated series, not the
Clone
not
Wars.
the 3D one, but the one that was like it's the Clone Wars. It was like
was
2 minutes
Clone
per
Wars.
episode, and then they
Yeah.
made it to one DVD.
Yeah. I know which one. The first release in 2006. You're talking about,
Yes.
I believe. The first, that was a fantastic series as well. That was, yeah.
It's like it's like 10-year-old, less hair, less beard, just giant cinema screen, just open up to that. Fantastic.
It was. I think Damien was saying about how it sort of went from blissful, just two fighters flying, and then the flip over that Imperial. Well, sorry, not Federation.
Yeah.
The Republican ship. And it's just chaos, and it's just like, whoo.
Here we are.
Yeah, fantastic. So,
character-wise, ultimately, who's your favourite character of the franchise? Well, let's bring it down to a smaller question. Of the latest saga now with Rey and Finn and Poe, who's your favourite character between this latest saga?
I would personally say Finn.
Yeah.
So I like that kind of the redemption story. I also like the twist, like when we saw this whole thing of like the Force Awakens you seen with the lightsaber and the trailer. I loved how the trailer played him off as like, here's your new protagonist.
Yep. Yeah.
And then they flipped the switch. I like what they've done with Rey and this new development with the new saga in Generation of Jedi.
Yeah.
But I still found I had more attention for Finn than I did the rest of the cast.
Wanted to know more of a story arc for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
100%, yeah. And they've done really well with keeping the limelight on the both of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
yes.
it would have been very easy to lean one side or the other, but to keep them both as involved as they did.
I think it's definitely one of the positives from The Last Jedi, which I imagine gets a bit of flack, but the fact that they split inadvertently, they did split the story in two for most of it, and they did give both equal presence.
Yeah, in Awakens, yeah. Definitely.
I will say though, Star Wars seems to have a good knack for that. If you watch any films, they seem to have a good knack of being able to follow separate people, give them enough film time to make them a star in that film in their own right.
Yeah.
So it's nice that they have been able to carry that through.
The whole Stormtrooper Ground of Conscience scenario is just really intriguing from the get-go.
Oh, very
Brilliant
much so.
choice, yeah, for sure,
So
definitely.
if you could be a character in the Star Wars, because mine's a bit of a trick answer. If you could be a character in the Star Wars franchise, who would you be?
Well, I'm already half the way there. Should we just go for Chewbacca and call it a day?
No, as well. Thank you very much, Ben. I appreciate your time.
No, thank you very much.
Yeah,
You
it's
are
been
too.
great.
You are a star.
Do it.
You got to get the full experience.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. So, surely you've seen this film already.
Which one?
Which one?
The one?
The Rise of Skywalker?
Ah, the Rise.
The main event.
I actually haven't. Would you believe it?
Wow.
No, I don't
Yeah.
believe it.
And I've been hyped about it. Like I really want to see it. And actually, after hearing what's been said about it,
This must be really strange because if you're a fan as well, having people come out after seeing the screening, it's kind of like, I'm not listening. No, don't tell me what happens.
oh no, quite the opposite. I'd rather know.
Yeah, you'd rather not. Okay.
Yeah. I absolutely cannot stand being in the dark about things. I'm like one of these guys that get on Reddit.
Yes.
And
Straight
like,
on YouTube as well.
watch it.
Spoilers.
Spoil it for
See,
me.
I'm totally different. I'm like, I can't do that. I stay away from as much of that as possible, and then dive into the film blind.
Nah, can't do it. Can't do it.
I
Nah.
do. The same happens with me. I get too tempted. I can't
Man,
hold back.
I've got a Google calendar with my life on it. Like, I have to.
With you, yeah.
I have to know exactly what I'm doing 2 weeks from now.
Fair enough.
I actually set an alarm earlier on to remind myself to do something. You know, I actually physically can't. Like, yeah. So anybody that's come down, I'd rather hear what they think about it.
I'm with
And
you.
actually, like, you know, yeah, I can't really say too much, can I?
No.
You know? Have you seen it?
No, no. This is
obviously,
our
that's-
night too, mate.
That's really good. Yeah. Happy days,
we
yeah.
can't
I'm
wait.
really glad you didn't go the piracy route, you know. 'cause
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't like that.
Films like this, I'm glad you brought that up. To be fair, but films like this, they're a cinematic event, and they have.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You can't get the same experience. I mean, to be fair, that's what we're all about.
Yeah.
We're all about the cinema experience. That's sort of one of the reasons
sure.
again. But this especially, there's no way this was a pirate. There's no way I was going to wait for it to come on DVD release. You've got to see it in cinema.
I don't think there'll be a big enough Star Wars film in the next 5-6 years anyway that's going to be worth. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
there's nothing worse than cheating yourself that experience by watching it on a pirate when it comes to these kind of films, especially.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like you said, it's about an experience, and and really, like, this is going to be the last one for a very long time. You know,
It's for Star Wars for sure. I do like the side stories they're currently working with though.
Yeah, so do I. Actually, like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm like really excited about some of the, like, obviously Mandalorian.
Yeah.
That's been
That's the one I've stayed away from.
Have you not seen any of it?
Nothing. I've seen like the pictures, obviously Baby Yoda, and I know it's working in chapters, but
Yeah, it's meme life, isn't it? Like,
Oh,
there's
he's
memes
been
everywhere.
come about
Yeah.
honest to God.
And that's actually a
everywhere.
really good marketing campaign from Disney there that have started
They've
that.
jumped on it. Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
100%.
They're even sharing and retweeting some of these memes because,
Joking.
like, yeah, it's Baby Yoda. Did you see the chicken nuggets one?
yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's
They haven't actually. They didn't realise Baby Yoda would do so well. They haven't actually produced any toys or any anything for that.
Oh, they
So,
will. Give him time.
right now. Because is it John
Favreau.
Favreau? He's actually put online a 3D print of a Baby Yoda Christmas tree bauble that you can actually use if you've got a
amazing.
3D printer.
That's amazing.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah,
Straight away, yeah.
kind of marketing you want.
Emmett, I've got to ask you, man, because
Yeah.
you're definitely into your films. Out of all the films, Star Wars related, which one's your favourite, buddy?
Star Wars.
Just in general.
Are we talking Solo?
Talking
Are we talking
every
Clone
film.
Wars?
Dude, we're talking all films. Talking
So
from
the Star Wars saga.
yeah.
Right.
Out of
You know,
all- out of all
really
8 that we've had
unpopular
at the
opinion
moment.
here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Really unpopular opinion. So, episode 1, 2, and 3 for me.
Really?
Yeah.
No, 3 I agree with.
Wicked.
I think that is
So you know, Revenge of the Sith is by
Definitely
far
agree.
if you like Revenge of the Sith, I think you'll like Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, very much so.
Oh, that's good. That's
Definitely.
good. Have you spoiled it for yourself and looked at any spoiler reviews? Or?
No, I haven't. So I haven't actually watched the last one, The Last Jedi. I know the story of it now. I've looked up the story. A few of my mates have explained it to me
Yeah.
because there's probably going to be a few spoilers coming out later.
Okay.
They also said that it wasn't quite worth a watch. And I
It's
was
a wide
disappointed.
opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a broad
I'm
opinion.
going to watch it,
Yeah.
but no, obviously I wanted to know what the middle part
yeah.
was.
Emmett had a conversation with us, and he thought that this Rise of Skywalker could be a standalone film, so you should be okay, really.
Okay.
If you do decide to watch it without watching
Yeah.
The Last Jedi, so it should
Well,
be good.
I'm going to do a little YouTube kind of synopsis sort of thing, just so I know where it's going to be,
Yeah,
where it's
yeah.
leading off.
So you've seen all the others, I take it.
Yeah.
So what's your favourite one?
I'll be honest, Revenge of the Sith was my favourite one because it was the first one that I went to the cinema to go see. It's the first one that got me into Star Wars.
Yeah, well, that's the same with me. That is the first one I saw on the big screen. That was Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, it was something different. I wasn't used to that. I mean, I'd seen the Phantom Menace, but I was younger then. That's why I enjoyed that.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I grew up and realised that Jar Jar isn't that funny. So,
Yeah, he's one of those characters that historically everyone, as you're a kid, you love him, but as you get older, you kind of he's probably the most annoying character of the franchise.
Hey,
So-
you know what? For the time, I always
he's
say
memorable,
this,
isn't he?
For the time,
Yeah,
he's
that-
100% memorable. But for the time, I mean, the digital graphics where they were at, like they did an
it was brilliant.
amazing job
Yeah.
on animating him and really bringing him to life. And I think that whatever your opinion on the character should never be forgotten. That was a fully realised. For you to be able to hate him so much means that he must have been realised fully. Digital graphics so well.
I can't use the word hate at all. He's my first favourite character.
Yeah.
But like I said, that's because I was given that one.
Yeah.
So he's always going to be the first favourite character, man. I remember getting his little head in a Happy Meal. And
Nice.
His tongue used to stick out and that.
So are you light side or dark side?
Oh man, you got to be light side. I mean,
I'd love to be a stormtrooper for a day though.
No, see, no.
no, their aim is terrible.
It's about being the stormtrooper. It's about being the stormtrooper that just hands the weapons out.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's about that guy that never sees action. That guy that's just like, good luck, guys. There's good, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That'd be interesting,
But
definitely.
if you could go for work experience for a day, you'd have to do it as a stormtrooper, wouldn't you? Because do you know what I mean? Oh yeah, I'll hang around with Luke for a day, but come on, you want to
keep
be
up. Like,
you want to be a stormtrooper for the
I
day.
don't know, man. That's a risky work experience. This is Lord Vader.
that is a very good point. Yeah. That is a good point.
But they might be asking the questions, you know. So where's the rails? There's no rails around anyway.
Mate. You know what? Me and Damien were discussing this earlier while we were recapping on the films. We've learned visually that the Empire and the First Order hate railings. Like there's just You know what I
not there,
mean?
no?
If there's a bottomless pit, no railings. Like there's the architects, like it ruins the aesthetics.
That is a brilliant, that is a brilliant detail to have picked out. You know?
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
when I'm thinking back on it, all of them, even back to where Darth Maul and Thiggy were fighting, like you said around that.
But weirdly enough, if it's not a bottomless pit, there's railings.
Yeah.
If it's just a few stories, they're like, yeah, man, rail that bitch up.
Yeah.
As soon as there's a bottomless pit,
Where you're never
why
gonna
would people
return
need
from.
railings? Like, you know what I mean?
No way, man.
Sure.
Like,
Tell you, man.
We
Health and safety.
rewatched Force Awakens and what you haven't seen yet, The Last Jedi. And I enjoyed watching those two films earlier, to be fair. And The Force Awakens for me was a real... J.J. Abrams' director, fantastic. And the characters he's created are really memorable. You know, Finn, for me, is probably the favourite character of this small trilogy.
Okay.
So who's your favourite character from the new...
from the new set. I mean, it's difficult because you've just picked Finn anyway.
Finn,
So I mean,
yeah.
because you can't really.
Hey, man,
like,
if it's
cheating
Finn,
you-
if it's Finn, like, you know what I mean?
It's the backstory, isn't it, for him?
Well, yeah. But with the new ones, I guess I don't know because you can't really go for Rey because you can't.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the Jedi.
That's
man.
the obvious choice,
You know
isn't
what I
it?
mean?
Yeah.
Can't really go for Kylo Ren because come on, he doesn't let it.
Right.
Oh, I don't know, man.
I found it
got a
difficult to
strong-
like him.
Really?
Oh, I love him.
like
I
Mixed
love
bag
him.
reviews then?
I liked him as he's a good villain, but I don't know. There's some of them was quite just missing a little.
Right, okay.
It seemed a little bit emotional for me in the first one.
Yeah.
That's what I love about him. That's what I love.
You might love to like him in The Last Jedi.
Well, I'm probably going to give that a watch tonight.
Yeah.
When I get back home.
Yeah,
Oh, you
fair
definitely
play.
should. Like, I will say this: it might be a weaker entry in the Star Wars franchise, but compared to sort of like other blockbuster films you might have watched, it's certainly better than those.
Yeah.
And there's two or three
So,
scenes that you just want to see in
Again.
this.
Well, there's a
movie.
couple of them that Ben, he explained to me, like I said,
Yeah.
Ben's kind of taught me through that.
Yeah.
And he said, there was one scene where they ended up fighting together, and that sounds
Oh, it's epic, mate.
interesting.
It
man.
is
Yeah, like,
Sure.
as epic as you are thinking it is. It is 100%.
That's what I like the sound of.
Oh, mate.
That's what I like the sound of. So yeah, I'll give it a watch.
If you could
definitely.
pick your colour for a lightsaber, what are we going for? And you don't have to think blue, green, or purple. What,
Don't have to be, don't have to be something
what
you
colour
see
are
on
you looking
screen.
for?
Mate.
If,
What
if
colour
someone
we
said,
going
here's your
for?
lightsaber, but we need to know what colour you want, what are you saying?
Oh man, that's difficult to say, isn't it? I
It's-
mean, we all
it's a
played the
tough
Force
question, isn't it,
Unleashed,
man?
so
Yeah.
we know what's out there.
Yes.
I like the idea of that black lightsaber. That was a strange.
Black saber.
Yeah, like, but how would that work? You know what I mean?
Well, that
What
would
light
be
is
cool in
radiating?
darker situations where you need to be a bit shadowy and sneak around.
Yeah, assassin
Other than the
style.
sound of a lightsaber
See, you say
throttling.
that, but one of the best things about having a lightsaber is finding yourself in a dark cave and going, well,
Yeah.
when just being able to,
you
you know
know,
what I
it's
mean?
so
Like,
good,
with a black saber, you spat on your own face there, and you're like, you know what I mean? Like,
true, it's
oh, I
Yeah,
know.
you don't want to be reaching out in the dark and then just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm
Taking
gonna
your
need
knuckles
a
off.
real good doctor for those fingers,
Yeah.
man. Like, yeah, definitely. So we've got favourite character in this new trilogy, but out of all the ones,
Oh man, come on, no, yeah. From the first trilogy, Han Solo,
Yeah.
just can't be Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
He's fantastic, you know?
and you know, so hard to believe those are some of his first films as well.
Yeah. I
know.
As an actor,
That's
like, you know what I
mad.
mean?
Yeah, and he I don't know, he was a memorable character.
He
Did
was.
Han shoot first?
Say again?
Did Han shoot first?
In the bar scene.
He went to.
Oh,
He
come
did.
on, man.
I don't think he did he?
Did they record 2 or 3 scenes
Mate,
with this?
it's
Is this
been re-edited
has it
since
been
in the
re-edited
future. That's
since,
why
has
you
it?
got the hashtag Han
Has
shot
it?
first. In the original ones, Han shoots first, man. Greedo goes to go on him, and then Han's just like, boom.
No way.
100%, man.
Well, thanks for joining us.
No worries,
I will
thank
let you
you for
carry on,
speaking to
and
Yeah, before
may
you
the
go,
force
buddy,
be with you.
May the force be with you, and please like and subscribe, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's been a
100%
pleasure.
will do.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys.
very much.
That
Thanks,
was
bud.
brilliant.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man, 100%.
Oh, sweet. Well, while we're at it, mate, best Wookiee impression.
Oh, I ain't doing that. I can't do that, man. I can't even get that wobble in my voice.
Do it.
Brilliant. So, please introduce yourself, guys.
I'm Aidan.
How you doing?
Jordan.
Aidan, Jordan, lovely to meet you. This is Alex. I'm Damien, obviously with the Trailerviewboys. So we've started recently a podcast / YouTube channel, and the guys at the Light Cinema have been good enough to let us come down and have a chat with the real fans prior. We're fans ourselves, so naturally we wanted to come and have a chat with everyone about it. But it'd be interesting to find out your theories on this saga ending movie? You know, there's so many rogue theories out there. I really want to know what you're thinking.
I've seen so many wild madcap theories.
Yeah.
It was Revan all along, stuff like that.
Right, yeah.
Now making all legend stuff canon again.
Yeah.
No. Personally, I've always thought that they're actually going to switch and Rey's going to go dark side, and
That's a good theory.
Kylo
yeah.
Ren or Ben Solo will
I
come
like
back to
that.
the
Do
light.
like that.
But I think the more trailers they've released, the more they've sort of shot that up. And I
Yeah.
think it could actually see a Kylo being redeemed and
Yeah.
then both being Jedi and both reforming the Order.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting theory. I like that. I do want to see Kylo Ren become good again. That's something I'm just sort of hoping for.
I'm not, 'cause I think he's a really good
He is, though.
See, I'm
bad guy.
hashtag evil Kylo all the way, man.
Yeah,
Like,
I
all he
agree.
needs is them Sith eyes, man, and he's
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And I've got to give you a shout out to you, buddy, because you're wearing a badass Star Wars stuff, man. Like Star Wars anime, man. That's just awesome.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen any Star Wars anyway. Fair play. Fair play.
I've seen
So
some
fa-
animations like 80-style anime
Yeah.
before, and I think it would look really cool.
Nice.
Oh, dude, they're crying out for it. There's a company out there that needs to get the rights with Disney and make a full-on anime Star Wars, man, because it's perfect for it.
I think that might be the only anime I'd ever watch.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm the same.
I'd
So-
watch that one though.
So characters, guys, who's your favourite characters? And let's break it down to just this, you know, the latest saga, and then we'll go into the originals. So to get you going, for me, I've really enjoyed Finn. To think they're a stormtrooper,
Yeah.
grown a conscience,
Yeah, that's-
and it's in his story.
It's very interesting. For me, it is Kylo Ren. It's
Yeah.
just
Top man.
you can't hate on the bad guy
You know,
because
there-
he's such a good bad
There's
guy.
a few people we spoke to so far, and that seems to be becoming a popular opinion. Is Kylo?
I don't like Finn.
Yeah.
I really like Finn. I'd hate it in the last trailer when Rose saved him.
Yeah.
I was like, it's a perfect time, sacrifice himself, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
just out of nowhere.
We've had a few BB-8 fans.
Oh, BB-8's great.
Yeah.
yeah.
See, when it comes to droids, it's all about R2. Like,
Oh, agree.
man was in the Clone Wars, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This droid knows what he's doing, but yeah, we've got a few BB-8 fans, man, especially.
Yeah, for sure.
So, what are your thoughts on, like, what character you would be in the actual Star Wars? So you've got the prequels, the originals, this trilogy. What character are you choosing, guys?
Oh, I mean, everyone wants to be Darth Vader, no doubt.
Oh,
No one's actually there.
Big boy.
Love it.
No one could be.
You're never as badass as every time you walk in and you get the dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun.
Yeah.
You'll never be that
Background
badass.
music.
No one commands respect, like,
Exactly.
and it's purely based on just the look. of
Yeah.
Vader. That is an undeniable, epic, legendary look.
Yeah.
Cannot, everyone,
Full
Star,
on space Nazi. Full
Yeah.
on space Nazi. You can't get more evil than what Vader is.
Star Wars
Yeah.
fan or not, everyone knows who Darth Vader is.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that he's the bad
So
guy.
true. So
And
true.
that's a part of what makes Star Wars so legendary is how iconic a lot of a
Yeah.
lightsaber is. Darth Vader
We were
is.
talking earlier to say that Vader, because of when these initial films were made in like 1977 and they were limited to what they could do, Rogue One gave Vader that seed of where he was a badass and what he could do. Because if you look back at the original trilogy and he kind of they're
It's
not
a
doing
bit
backflips
clunky.
with
It's a bit clunky,
lightsabers
yeah.
and
It's a bit clunky.
but to give him that scene where he's throwing people at the wall,
Yeah.
and he's smashing down people with his lightsaber.
It's one again limited by the technology of its
Yeah.
time, but at the same time,
Groundbreaking.
if they did have CGI, would we just get another Jar Jar Binks early on?
Oh, maybe, yeah, maybe.
So I think the timing of the original trilogy was what it needed for the day. It pushed the technological limitations of cinema
Yeah.
into the stratosphere.
Yeah.
No one since before then had even thought of doing some of the things that they were doing.
Yeah.
And since then, a lot of those have become cinematography norms.
Yeah.
So we've got Darth Vader, yourself.
Probably Obi-Wan. I quite like Obi-Wan during
That's a cool character
that's
to
a
be
bad
into,
boy
man.
character
Obi-Wan.
as well. Well, hello there.
Yeah.
That is a bad boy character.
And I-
Reasons?
From the animated Clone Wars, I just love how sarcastic he is towards Anakin and stuff.
You like him from the animated Clone Wars, don't you?
He's the sarcastic. He's not a Jedi. He's a master of sarcasm. Is
Yeah.
what he is. Jedi comes second. Honest to God, it's
They could
brilliant.
definitely give him a solo film, don't you think?
Well, they're gonna. Hugh
I mean,
McGregor's confirmed.
Sort of TV series, yeah.
Right. On Disney Plus. Is that
Yeah.
where they're going? Fair play.
And it's the
Disney know how to
Mandalorians.
get that money, though, man. Disney do.
If the Mandalorians anything to go by, it'll be amazing.
Have you guys been? No spoilers, because I haven't. Alex has. I haven't. I'm waiting. I'm being. I don't know what you want to call it. I'm going to wait until it comes over in the UK. But what are your thoughts?
I think the lower budget for CGI has made it.
Really?
It's made them have to go out and build sets, and a built set always looks better than a CGI. So they've lowered the scale. Rather than having big CGI environments, small rooms based. And it makes it so much better.
That is a real fair comment.
And the attention to the detail. You've got to give the set design people a big shout out for that one, because the attention to detail is just mind blowing on it. Like someone with a lot of love and passion has really gone into that, like, and thought about it.
So something with me laughing about chatting with people is, I said if you could choose a day to go on work experience with anyone within the Star Wars franchise, I've chosen to be a stormtrooper for the day. It's a bit of a risk because stormtroopers tend to, the lifespan only really lasts a couple of scenes usually. What are you thinking, guys? Would you want to be Apprentice Jedi for the day, or?
I don't think I'd enjoy being a Jedi for a day. There's too many restrictions on a Jedi for a day. I think joining in on one of the Han Solo's adventures for a day would be amazing.
Work experience. Man, that's the first one to bring it up. That's wicked, absolutely.
Spending a day with him trawling Mos Eisley, that's a day well spent.
On the Millennium Falcon. Man, and yourself?
I'll probably do something like Rogue One, something to like infiltrate, get plans, something like that.
That's this is my second favourite movie of the franchise.
I've straight up, I've picked Janitor on one of the Coruscant, because you choose anywhere else, man, you're getting shot, stabbed, you're losing a hand. We know now, it's been confirmed, George Lucas has a fetish for lost limbs. We know he does, because every film, man. So
I'm assuming you've seen The Last Jedi.
Yes.
Favourite scene for me is where Kylo Ren's just slashing the crap out of the interrogation room, and those two stormtroopers walk around.
Man.
It's not is it Force Awakens?
That's Force Awakens.
It is, yeah. Force Awakens. We'll let it there, guys. Sorry. We do cut now slicing. No, all in all, that scene though for me that's where they started to bring a bit more humour into it. I think scenes like that, and BB-8 when he puts his thumb up with a flame. That's Force Awakens as well. Some brilliant stuff is coming from it. It's really good.
Favourite scene from Last Jedi, it's a toying cost between the throne room with bodyguards, and they have that epic battle, and the scene where the rebel ship goes into hyperspace and
that one's
that's a great
one. And visually on the cinema, like, it was just because watching it on the TV now, you got the DVD, it just doesn't do justice when you see it on the big screen. It's like,
well, we went to the cinema to watch that together, and it's just the whole room just gasped. You know what I mean? No one saw that one coming. The noble sacrifice play from someone who we thought was a bit of a not really liking this character. Noble sacrifice redeemed.
It's also how the sound just cuts.
It's
just silence.
So I thought she was going to have some sort of connection to Kylo, or she was implanted, or like you say, we don't really like this character.
The film so you're a little suspicious, don't they?
But
no, it is. It's fantastic, man. And just everything about it, and the fact that they do that old. That will now, because I'm assuming we're the same sort of generation, boys. That whole, you've got to see it from three different angles, kind of old Hollywood film like explosion thing. And not a lot of films do that anymore, but that was the perfect scene.
So we've got any more theories for Rise of Skywalker? What do we think?
Hopefully there'll be no porgs in it. I'm not a big fan. I think that was an opportunity for some easy merch sales for the kids, which I don't blame them for. So it is business after all, but
fair play.
As long as I see some good lightsaber battles,
that's what it's all about.
Hopefully find out who's Rey's parents are.
Yeah,
that's the big question.
And yourself?
So I saw a theory ages ago that on the Force Awakens, Rey's a sleeper agent.
Right.
Because as soon as BB-8 comes down, and mentions of a map, Skywalker, she instantly just forgets her parents and just goes for everything.
That's a good theory, actually. Yeah.
Would explain that whole imagery with the Swiss Army knife lightsaber. Man. No, I like it. But last thing we're going to ask you to do, boys, is your best Chewbacca impression. Let's do it.
Oh, no.
Go on, I'll start it off.
I've never been able to do Chewbacca.
Just your best. Let's go, man. It's all about having fun.
You can do it, go on.
Oh, I'm so close.
I'll give you one.
There you go.
You can't go any worse than that, can you?
Oh, you trust me? You can.
Oh, let's hear it.
Oh, sorry.
That's the worst.
It wasn't as bad as mine. No way.
That's Chewie on the toilet, that is. Love it.
Brilliant.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, boys.
Do it.
But are you a fan of the franchise, I take it?
Yeah.
Big fan. So what's the
I got nervous
theories
then
that
when
you're
you
going
faced it.
for?
You looked at him, they just say, like, why would it be? Like,
So what are the theories that you're looking out for, that you're into at the minute? Any major theories?
Well, on the trailer we heard Palpatine's voice.
Yes.
So that's a big one. How does he fit in? Is it just a master plan? Is he related to perhaps Rey maybe?
Yeah.
That's
You
what
know
I've been seeing.
what's interesting is if actually Star Wars took a leaf out of the Marvel franchise with the way that their trailers are set up, with the
faked everybody
and just faked
out.
everything. You know, everyone would be really annoyed, I think, actually. But one of the major theories we've been hearing at the meet for a lot of people tonight is you've probably heard this yourself, actually, that Kylo comes to the light side, and then obviously vice versa. What are your thoughts on that?
Ooh. It'd be interesting because the good guy turning bad or the bad guy turning good is pretty much the motif of Star Wars.
Yeah,
exactly.
Throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I think they kind of need to pay at least some kind of homage to that.
Yeah.
But then it being the third time this could possibly have happened, they need to do something different. So
for sure.
the both of them switching.
Yeah.
That could be something. Yeah.
It could be actually.
Well, I've been saying this to a lot of people that not many Star Wars fans have picked up on, which shocked me. And then again, I didn't realise it myself when I was rewatching them today, that your man Kylo hasn't got the Sith eyes. And from everything Star Wars has told me growing up is, when you become a Sith, you get the Sith eyes. Like that's almost, it's like a stamp. You know what I mean? Well done.
Yeah, it seems
and
to be,
he doesn't have the Sith eyes, man.
When you go too far, it happened in
I mean,
it was Knights of the Old Republic with the two brothers, and it's only when the one kills the other.
Solid game, by the way, for anybody who's not played that game.
And let's not forget Kylo actually did kill his dad off. So in his rights, he should be a Sith, really.
I think that's what he hoped.
Yeah.
I think
that was his idea: is kill my father and then I'm done.
I think the problem with that is his father was too willing for that sacrifice.
Yeah.
I mean, the last thing he does isn't doesn't squint at him, doesn't look disappointed, just touches his face and then falls away.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a victim, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like his dad was willing to do it, so it wasn't enough to turn. You know what I'm saying? It opens the doorways to so many possibilities. But speaking of the new trilogy we've got now, what's your favourite character
of the new trilogy? Ooh. That's a difficult one because I'm really torn.
Really? Well, you know who we are. So for me, it's Finn, because I just love the story they've actually put in there. To think that a stormtrooper grows a conscience and decides to join, Rebel Alliance, the Rebel scum. So for me, that's a character I've really enjoyed watching.
Yeah, and it showed you both sides of him because he's heroic in the first one for going against it, and then in the second one he's trying to run away.
Yeah.
So he's quite a human character. Yeah. I appreciate
For
it.
me, it's your man Kylo. I just love what they're doing. There's something about a badass bad guy that you gotta love, and I do think he is a badass bad guy. Like, you know what I mean? You're never going to replace Darth Vader, but he's a worthy successor. You know what I mean? He follows it on so well, and the comical moments they've done with him are just brilliant. I mean, the scene in the interrogation, the two stormtroopers coming around the corner. So for me, he's my favourite. So any thoughts? Have we swayed you?
I couldn't pick one, but these new set of characters are very interesting.
Yeah.
In that they're all more fleshed out.
Yeah.
You've got the bad guy isn't necessarily bad; he's conflicted. You've got the good girl doesn't know much about herself and she's kind of going a bit crazy about it.
Yeah.
The hero, the Han Solo type figure, Poe, is a bit of a loose cannon.
Yeah.
Messing everything up.
Yep.
So I think they're very good, interesting characters.
But you couldn't nail one down.
Uh,
We'll expand it. We'll expand it. If you can't nail one down, how about just total franchise or what's about to be 9 films? Favourite character?
Obi-Wan.
We've had a few of those.
Yes.
Any particular film he really shines out for you, or expanded lore?
Revenge of the Sith.
Yes. My favourite film, actually.
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
They took a beat in the prequels, but they're coming back round. People are starting to appreciate them.
You know what? I think they were just too harshly criticised for what they were, and I think they were really good films. I mean, my favourite's still Empire Strikes Back, but one of my favourite battles is the Obi-Wan v Anakin, newly turned Darth Vader, because he's on the back foot the whole way through. Like, you know what I mean? But the only thing that keeps him as good as he is against Darth Vader, the newly turned Darth Vader, is the fact that they're like brothers and they shoot it like it is brothers fighting against each other, and the pain just.
Even with the backdrop, there's the one scene where Anakin really lands a good blow, and there's just the eruption of lava in the background as they clash.
It was beautiful. It was genuinely beautiful. So I'll give you that one. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah.
I really
Good
enjoyed that
shout.
film because it was a bit of a, it really set the sequences for what you already know to come, in the originals that came out. You knew he would become Darth Vader, but still it was interesting enough to keep you on the edge of your seat of what the storyline was actually going to be of how he became Darth Vader. So, yeah, second best film actually is a bit of an unpopular opinion for Rogue One.
Rogue One, I like it.
Yeah. Purely, I'm going to say 90% because of that end scene for Vader.
Oh, I had kind of switched off by the time that had come on. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that was a decent film. And then he's just like,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, yeah, crap, Vader.
Yes. We've said a few times now that they were limited for the time and technology when they made the originals in 1977, something like that. So to give him that scene,
where he's using the Force, which was something that was hard to show in the older films.
Yes. So
Well,
really
it's not only that.
him off.
They really did a good thing of sort of giving him restricted mobility and showing off how powerful he still is. But he still doesn't do any backflips, any major kicks. But the way he's wielding his weapon
Doesn't slow down.
It doesn't slow him down, and he just cuts through them like they're nothing. And it was a beautiful scene, it really was. But these are a really good shout. Is there any character you'd want to be out of all the films? Is it still Obi-Wan?
Any character I would want to be?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Got to have thought about it.
I have, and I don't want to admit it's always Vader. I'm not sure what that
Everybody
says
loves
about
to be
me.
a bad guy, man. That's
Just
it.
gets to do what he wants, man. He chokes out all these people just 'cause, man.
He demands respect as soon as he walks on the scene.
So what's your favourite Vader moment?
Oh, it would have to be. It's one of the ones in the expanded lore, so I'm not
Okay.
sure if you're happy with that
Right,
or not.
That's fine, yeah, go for it.
It's one where they're going to this naval academy. This is after the Empire is formed.
Yeah.
And it's on top of this flagship, like this huge
Yeah.
battle cruiser. And the Emperor's going there to meet a bunch of his admirals to discuss the plans going
I
forward.
know this. It's a beautiful story. Please continue. I know
And
this, yeah.
Vader goes and looks in on this lesson,
Yeah.
and there's this admiral there, and he's just teaching his kids. And
Yep, the
one of them-
Admiral's been through the Clone Wars as well.
Right,
Survivor.
okay.
He's
Yeah.
a long-running admiral.
Yeah.
Right.
And one of his students is plotting the course. He goes over and he says, "You've done this wrong. What you're doing? This is the new coordinates. This is what's supposed to be done."
Yeah.
And Vader's just there looking, thinking, "This is weird, something." And as this admiral leaves, he goes over and checks on the student, changes the flight plan because he realises it's been done wrong.
Yeah.
And he's going to send them into like a star or something like that.
No.
Yeah.
And then when he goes back to see the Emperor in his room with this admiral sitting across from him,
Nice.
he turns it on. He says, "I don't like you, Emperor. Screw you guys. You've taken what I have seen as my personal goal of raising these students to protect the Republic, and you've just turned it into this machine of war.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
going to fly us into the sun."
No.
And then Vader. Yeah.
Yeah, Vader just reveals it. No, it was me. Just like crushes him then and there.
And it's a beautiful lore story
Yeah.
as well, because at the end of that, the Emperor actually punishes Vader.
Wow.
Because it's like, no, you don't understand. Now you've killed him. How can I show him how wrong he is?
Right.
Like,
yes,
the Emperor's
yes,
all
yes.
about that. No. The worst punishment for him would not have been death. It would have been to continue what we're doing with his.
Yeah.
Like, it's really.
There's loads of stuff like the naming of the ship. I can't remember what it was. I think it might have been the Defiance.
Right,
And then he
right.
renamed it to something kind of like submissive or something like that.
Yeah. Nice.
No, it's quality answer, mate. I
Oh,
love that.
stuff.
Right.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much to sit and having a chat with us. We really appreciate it.
Do it.
Sorry, I couldn't hear properly. Could you reintroduce yourselves for me?
I'm Meg.
Meg?
Yeah, I'm Ed.
So I'm Damien, this is Alex. Lovely to meet you guys. So,
you.
big fans then, I take
Yeah,
it?
big fan.
Yeah.
Any...
Of us or Star Wars?
Don't put me in an awkward position, bro. That's yeah. So, any theories then for this this latest episode?
We've been talking about that a lot earlier today.
Avoiding spoilers, mainly.
Yes.
Oh, see. People ask me, I'm like, Sam, you look at them, I know you do.
I get tempted by them, but it's the clickbait that gets me. They get you, don't they? So,
Well, what personally you thought might be going on then in this film?
Oh, well, I think everybody's teased with the hopes of Anakin being in it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Well,
yeah.
if Palpatine can survive, then surely Anakin can come back.
Yeah. You know what, that'd be awesome actually.
Yeah. I think it's something that needs to happen.
Yeah. We've heard a few theories, having talked to a lot of people, and one of the interesting ones is that Kylo hasn't got any Sith eyes. So actually, when
Have you not noticed?
explain that,
Have you not noticed in every other film the Sith has the yellow ring?
The yellow,
Kylo Ren just
Well,
has
he's
brown
really
eyes.
fully on the dark side. Then.
exactly.
Yeah.
So one of the common theories is that Kylo will actually turn to the light side in this episode.
Well, the light's going to win. Disney wouldn't let the dark side win.
I reckon he would. Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah. He's actually a favourite character of a lot of people we've been talking to.
I know, really.
Yeah. How about yourselves? Who's your favourite character in this? Well, yeah, brilliant. Is he your favourite character then for this new saga?
For the new saga, I'd say Kylo or Poe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that part.
I'd say I know. Can we say like old?
Yeah, go for it.
Obviously, Anakin.
I'd say Obi-Wan, prequel Obi-Wan, 100%. You
Hello
can't.
there.
Hello there.
Well, hello there.
You can't beat those.
Definitely, yeah. You were saying he's just that type of guy, you know.
Oh, dude, I don't know if you guys have ever watched any of the Clone Wars cartoons, Disney Lucasfilms. He's a master of sarcasm first, Jediism second. His character is so fleshed out and wicked in that, it's brilliant. But, okay, so if I had to narrow it down for a new trilogy favourite character, who would you pick?
And just to help you along with that, my favourite character is Finn, because I love the idea of the stormtrooper growing a conscience all of a sudden, and he's
A character to a stormtrooper.
Yeah, definitely. Because usually they get a lot of heat, which is fair for bad target aim, which is fair. But I really enjoyed his character actually in this saga.
He's quite. A lot of people overlook him.
Yeah,
often. I think he's underappreciated.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
He's like a crucial part, and if he wasn't in it, you'd tell the difference.
Oh, so would you go with that as well? Would you go with Finn, or are you for the new? Who's your favourite for the new?
I'd say Poe.
You got Kylo.
Poe and Kylo, yeah.
They're good. It's like I think Poe's quite underrated.
Poe, mate, the beauty about these, we were talking about this earlier, the beauty about the new trilogy, I don't know if you agree, is the time they spend with the new characters. It's not all on Kylo and Rey. You know, they seem to be old.
Like on Leia and Han.
Yeah, you get a lot around Poe, you get a lot around Finn. I think they do it really well. I think they give the characters a lot of like three-dimensional. You know, it's not just twirling evil bad guy and you know, we will save everyone, good guys.
He gives everyone a chance. Definitely.
I think a theory that I've read the most is that who's Rey parents.
Yes.
I think the most striking one is apparently she's a Kenobi.
Really? I haven't heard that one.
Apparently she's Obi-Wan's granddaughter. Because obviously he had a wife in the Clone Wars.
Ah, okay.
We've come close to it, we've come close.
Well, a lady in the Clone Wars.
Man.
Interesting.
And because obviously she can do the mind tricks, and it's mainly Obi-Wan who does that.
Ah, okay. I like that theory actually. Yeah, because some people have sat down with us and said that she's related to the Sith.
Yeah, there's a few theories out there saying she's a Palpatine. How would we feel about that?
You told me that one, didn't you?
Yeah, I read this theory. I was a bit far-fetched saying that like she could be Palpatine's.
Yeah.
I'm not sure with that one. I think because in the trailer it teased that she'd turn to the dark like in the original trailer.
Yeah.
But I think it's so they don't. What happens in the trailer never usually. They won't just give it you face value. Like there's usually a plot twist, or you got to interpret it in your own way.
How do you feel about the Swiss Army knife lightsaber scenario going on with Rey?
See, you're like, oh, is she going dark then? Same with C-3PO.
Yeah.
But then you see her with a lightsaber, so it's like, oh, okay.
And they know how to build a tease, you know what I mean? They know how to build it.
Before we go, do you think we could get your best Chewbacca impression?
She can do a fantastic.
Really?
one.
Let's do it.
I'm
It's
so
amazing.
glad I
Do it.
mentioned
Do
this.
it,
I'm
please.
so glad. This might sway the prize, but you never know.
This is like really good.
Oh, I feel on it.
Go on, give us a lead into the mic. Get this impression as good as you want.
Oh, I feel nervous.
I'm not looking.
Yeah.
We'll look away.
I'm going to need a bit of a practice first.
Go on,
Oh,
you
come
can
on
practice. We'll do that, no problem.
Oh, I feel like I can't talk.
Should we do one first, just to
Yeah,
help with the nerds?
Ready?
So I'll go first.
3, 2. There we go.
You can't be any worse than that.
Yeah, you could.
You can't be any worse than that. That was amazing.
Oh my god!
Fair play. Well done. Well done.
It took how many years?
That was so worth the wait.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for your time.
Do it.
Just for quick introductions, this is Alex, I'm Damien, and you are?
My name's Callum.
I'm Jack.
Nice to meet you, lads. Are you local? Nice.
Little good shade.
So, any theories? What do we think?
I ain't got a clue.
Yeah?
I see, like, we were saying this earlier, after, it's a bit controversial.
Yeah.
So J.J. Abrams did Force Awakens.
Yeah.
And I thought he sort of set up all these little thread storylines
Yep.
for Ryan Johnson to follow. And
Yeah.
then he just obviously went off and did his own thing. Which, fair enough.
Some directors do, yeah.
Like, I do believe if it wasn't connected to, if it wasn't a sequel, it probably would be a good film.
Yeah, standalone good, yeah.
Yeah, true.
It sort of backs off when you don't understand where all these lines are going.
Yeah, very true.
Yourself?
I'm pretty with him, really. I think.
Fair play. Some of the interesting theories we've had is that Kylo, he isn't going to go full Sith, he will go over to the light side. Because if you see the previous films within the franchise, anyone that does go into becoming a Sith gets the eyes, the yellow, orange eyes, and he hasn't got that. So, it's a really interesting theory, actually. To think about that.
I know he's not actually labelled as a Sith, is he?
He isn't, no.
Just his own, which is pretty interesting. It's either, I think I agree with that, there's either one or two ways it could go.
Yeah.
He's either going to be full-blown Sith, or he's going to get redeemed and become a good Jedi, like a...
So I'm rooting for full-blown Sith, mate.
I'd love that.
I want him in full-blown.
I do like him as a bad guy, yeah. We've asked a lot of people, actually, who their favourite characters are. One, of the new trilogy. So if you could give us your favourite character for the new trilogy.
I do actually like Ray. I do like Ray.
Yeah,
I do like Ray.
Yeah, fair play.
Reasons why? Like favourite character?
I'm a very light-sided person. So
Okay.
with her being the new Jedi,
Yeah, man, I love it.
I do like
good.
it because of that.
Fair play.
All up for a Jedi fanboy. All up for that.
Yeah. What do we think?
I'd probably have to go with Kylo Ren.
Yeah. Popular choice tonight, it's either, okay, before I lead on to who have been the popular ones tonight, the whole franchise, so let's think of the originals.
Yeah.
Favourite characters from the whole franchise.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I'll be able to see. This
Oh,
is so tonight.
Yourself?
In general, so I'm not in the original trilogy, Vader.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Prequel,
Yeah.
I'm with Anakin Skywalker then.
Okay, that's good.
And then obviously, Kylo Ren.
Pretty much 90% of the people we spoke to tonight has said either Kylo or Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
If I was to go originally, it would be Han Solo.
Yeah.
Han Solo.
You'd one or two of those.
We interestingly asked a few people, actually the same question, if you could have work experience with anyone for the day in Star Wars. Somebody said Han Solo, and I wasn't prepared for it because I thought that's such a cool, some of the missions that you must go on, and so I was just like, Stormtrooper, let's be a Stormtrooper.
I've gone for a cleaner of Coruscant. Nothing. You know what I mean?
Cleaner.
I'm saying I ain't dying, I ain't getting a hand chopped off. I'm just,
Should be cleaning up a lot of limbs though.
Yeah.
Mace Windu's, Mauls.
A lot of arms.
And if there isn't a lot of arms, somebody's fell into the pit of doom anyway, because it must be written in the scripts that if you die, you have to fall into an abyss of nothing.
Well, I think it was in the contract when George Lucas sold the rights to Disney that every major character death has to be a bottomless pit.
Sure.
But what we're thinking ourselves on that note, are we leaning towards any sort of?
So what would you do work experience for the day? Let's just have a bit of a laugh with it.
Again, I would probably follow Obi-Wan just for his one-liners and his wittiness.
Yes.
So
Definitely.
I'd probably say Mace Windu.
Ooh,
Gotta be.
nice.
Just to see if, as a Jedi, he does say, "I'm sick and tired of this mother." Sifts on this.
He just wouldn't give a toss. Like he'd just go around, doing his Jedi thing.
Do you reckon when he gets a chance to, he does that? He does that whole speech.
Oh yeah.
With a saber instead, you know what I mean?
That'd be awesome.
When he's got Darth Sidious.
Yeah.
Like a point. Yeah.
For Sure.
There's a
So,
lot for the
out of all the
finish.
franchise, have you got a favourite film out of all of them?
Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, my man.
Everyone's,
Yes.
yeah, there's a lot of people
Best.
coming back with that.
Best film ever made.
Fair
Best
play.
film ever made.
Fair play.
Revenge of the Sith.
Yes.
Yes.
Same.
Those two have been the ones
Yeah,
tonight.
I have,
them
you know.
two, they've
I
been
have.
the ones.
And some of the other popular opinions have been Rogue One. And I think
I'd agree. That's my second favourite.
Yeah.
He's a brilliant. It's underrated. It's
Yeah,
really
for
underrated.
sure.
I kind of forget about those.
Yeah, because it's such a good film. In fact, there's no Jedi in it.
Yeah.
There's not really any Force situations in it as such, and
Solid
storyline.
storytelling, man.
Yeah, it's so good.
I think that's what now, because of the success of Rogue One, that's
Yeah.
probably what sparks like The Mandalorian
Yes.
and all these new.
I'll know where that
So
is.
without any
So-
spoiler alerts, because I haven't seen it.
Me
I
neither.
haven't
Yeah,
seen
me
it.
neither.
Have you?
I've watched up until episode 5. I've got one
Oh,
more.
I'm on 4, man. I'm on 4.
It's really
okay.
five is filled with little
Yeah.
references from all
I've heard that.
like all of the trilogies.
Yeah,
Really
fair
good.
play. Fair play.
Right,
Okay.
guys, just before we let you go, thank you very much for coming to it.
Thank you.
We do have a prize draw on today.
So all we're asking is you subscribe to our channel on YouTube and just leave a quick comment for us if you want to do that.
If you can leave your name on there as well.
Always
that's what we're
something
gonna do.
potentially you could take away with you tonight. It could either be a present for yourself if you want to be that way inclined, or it might be a last-minute.com present for your
Christmas, yeah.
somebody either you love or you hate. Either way.
They'll probably just go to him to be fair.
Man, he did love it. Look at the box there. Yes.
So there's one thing left though. Your best Chewbacca impression.
Nah.
Oh, my hopes
gonna-
are on you,
you're
man.
not gonna give it.
You got the beautiful hair, the lovely beard. I thought, yeah, he's going to smash
You're not going to
this.
go for
You
it.
know we've
I
just
was going to ask, what's your favourite quote?
quote. Okay. I find your lack of faith disturbing. Yes. Darth
I'll
Vader.
tell you mine now. It's Revenge of the Sith, and it's do it. I don't know what it is, man. Every time I watch that film, I just think do it.
You've all got to say it at the same time, like in sync.
All right, and 3, 2, 1. Do it. Class.
Brilliant,
Ryan,
lads.
thank you very much, boys. Hope you enjoyed the film, and the Force be with you. Do it.
So, my name's Damien.
I'm Alex.
Your name?
Tom.
Tom, nice to meet you,
Nice to meet
bud.
you,
So, any theories out there that you're interested in seeing come true?
I've tried to stay away from them
Yeah.
for the most part,
Fair play.
It's man after my
mainly
own heart,
because
man after my own heart.
you don't know what's going to be true, you don't know what's not.
Yeah,
And if you come across a theory that you love, and then it's not true,
Yeah.
there's that risk of disappointment.
Of course,
So,
yeah.
no, I've tried to stay away from them. I'll take it for what it is.
yeah, fair play.
No, 100%. That's to be fair. That's exactly how I am. I prefer to take the film just as it's presented to me.
And are you a fan just of the the trilogy films, or are you expanding as well out into Clone Wars and comics and the rest of it? Or?
No, I've tried to stay focused on the films.
Yeah,
I've watched
yeah,
the
same. Same
anthology
here.
films,
Same, yeah.
but I haven't watched
okay.
even Maldorian yet, which I've heard
Same.
is brilliant. But
Same.
I'm going to wait until
It
the
is
whole
what-
series is available.
100%. It's worth a binge.
Binge watch, yeah,
100%.
for sure.
Yeah.
So, any favourite characters?
No, not particularly. I like them
Really?
all. I think they all bounce off each other well. So as an ensemble, they work.
Yeah,
Fantastic. Oh, I like that. I like
But Vader's always going to be up there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he's the ultimate badass
Yeah.
bad guy. Like, let's face it. Like,
sure, for
Yeah.
sure.
100%.
Definitely. So, we're having a bit of a laugh with people.
Go on.
If you could have work experience for a day with anyone, who would it be?
Well, it's going to be JJ, hasn't it? Surely, go and work with JJ. Because
play.
at the end of the day, whether you love or hate the new films, he's the one behind them all.
Yeah.
Not The Last Jedi, but
Yeah.
he was still creative consultant. He still had things to do with it.
Yeah, no, you're
And
quite right.
We're watching a series of films that we love,
Yeah.
and for the most part, he's the man behind them. So
Yeah, yeah.
a bit of his
Right.
time would surely be worth taking up.
That's
No,
a
I
really
like that.
fair
That's
comment,
good.
isn't it? Because a lot of people we've asked have actually gone with a physical character. And we've had a laugh, and I've said, oh, I'd be a stormtrooper for a day and lose a limb.
I'm a janitor on Coruscant now. I'm not messing about with it, man. Like, I'm going to lose a limb if I pick anybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
I want to keep myself okay. Like,
So one of my favourite characters from the new saga is Finn, because I like the whole idea of the stormtrooper growing a conscience and the rest of it. Is anyone particularly you like out of the new saga?
I like Finn, but Rey.
Right.
yeah, man, that's a
Right.
solid pick. To be fair,
Yeah.
a solid pick.
I just think she's written well. She's a good actress, and it's nice to have a female protagonist where throughout the primary saga's been focused on the male characters.
No, I like that. To be fair, and they've not done it too forcefully either.
No.
Like, you know what I mean? It has been-
Forcefully, nice pun.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'm glad someone picked up the pun there. No, they've transitioned into it's quite right, man. It's always been a focus on sort of the male gender where the Force and where the films have been around, and it does feel like it's a natural progression. It doesn't feel too forced in your face. Like, I mean, she's just as badass as she might be, and she's very strong in the Force.
Yeah.
You do see her being torn up about the light and the dark. You do see her having to learn these. You know what I mean? They haven't just instantly gone, "You're great at everything, go you."
Yeah.
So I think it's been done really well. Like, I mean, I really quite liked. It's a bit of a polarising sort of opinion. I don't know how you might respond to this, but with The Last Jedi, I did really enjoy her struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really enjoyed the fact that she did feel seduction to the dark side as well as trying to make sense of it all.
And the way she went straight into it.
Yeah. Well, I like The Last Jedi. I say I can see why people don't.
Yeah.
And it's not the direction I would have taken it in.
Okay.
But I wasn't the one making the decisions,
Yeah.
and you have to assume they looked at every angle and felt that that was the most interesting way to take it.
Yeah, fair play.
The thing is, I've said about it as well. It's done an amazing job of opening up this film.
Yeah.
Because if they had really constricted and just followed a straight path, this film would have to go a certain way.
Yeah.
Whereas because of that film and how the way it was done,
There's a lot more uncertainty with this one.
you just don't know what this film's going to be. And I can appreciate that. Like,
And it gave us some of the best scenes ever, such as the fight in the Red Room is such a
That was
felt
brilliant,
it. That was awesome.
fantastic. Favourite for me is the going into hyperdrive against the Order. There we go. I always keep remembering the First Order. That was, I mean, it was so beautiful. They did us a nice thing by giving it 3 times, 3 different angles, and it was an
Don't
amazing
you
shot.
think they have the coolest design of ships as well?
Me too.
Yeah.
But what I liked about The Last Jedi was Mark Hamill, you always saw as this really positive sort of character. He gave him, whether he liked it or not, an opportunity to act in a different way.
Yes.
And I think it is his best work.
Yes, it really does go from the hopeful Jedi, with the mastery to a. You want to know what he's seen because from the Return of the Jedi to the Last Jedi, he's took a massive nosedive. Like that's a really good point. I haven't thought of it that
Massively.
way.
And also the bitterness in his voice when he's talking about how Darth Sidious rose, created the Empire.
All
You can
under the
feel
Jedi.
it. You can feel it in his voice. He's the passion, and that's what made me believe that it's conceivable that what's happened to him has turned him bitter.
Yeah.
You know, I did buy that, and that's why I quite like The Last Jedi, where the people who hate it so much are the ones who didn't believe it would ever happen to him.
Yes. Yeah.
I like the story arc they followed with Finn as well.
Yes.
That's interesting as well. On the other side, it always has focused on the Jedi,
And
particularly in the
Sith,
Sith, whereas you get this side story now as well. Someone who's decided to grow a conscience and join the Rise of the Order. So I'm enjoying.
But I still hate Canto Bight.
You still hate
Canto Bight, that casino planet, that side bit just a fast forward.
Hey man, I've said this about to a lot of people. We as Star Wars fans have been spoiled by always getting a solid middle Star Wars film, and by no means is it not a great film. Because if you stack it up to any of the Hollywood releases of that year, it kicks pants out of them.
Yeah.
But I think we've just been a bit spoiled, and we were expectations were a bit too high. And I always say this: you've got to go into a film to watch the film, not what you want the film to be. So,
plus, if it was exactly what you were expecting it to be, where's the surprise?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
True saying.
So, okay, I'm going to go with this last question now for you. I'm going to try and really muddle this up. If you could be a dark side or a light side, which and why?
Dark side.
Nice. I like it.
Not because I agree with the things that they do.
Yeah.
I just think it's cooler.
I love the honesty. I would have said exactly the same.
100%, man. You want to be the guy who walks into a room and gets the dun, 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 every time
And
you walk into a
demand
room.
of respect.
I just want a cool
Vader.
helmet.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
Well, you know what? We were saying this, that they really are, like the First Order and the Empire, they really are the Nazis of space.
Yeah.
And like the Nazis, they have the best costume designers.
Yeah.
There is, man. They get all the cool outfits,
Best
man.
equipment.
Yes.
fantastic,
Yeah. All day long. Thank you very much for joining
No
us,
problem.
buddy.
Do it.
We are talking to a beautiful
Sam.
Sam and the distinguished Liam. Fantastic. Sam, Liam, welcome to Trailerviewboys.
Thank you.
We're just 2 brothers, as you can see, that like to do podcasting and really love talking about films. So thank you very much for joining our podcast.
Thank you. I like this guy.
Sam. Mate, thank you very much.
Different beards, different hairs.
That's it. That's the way we go. Oh,
Now let's not
Thought you
spoil
had
each other's. No, we won't get into who's got the better beard. But yeah.
Right, and so what we've got here, boys, as well, we've got a free giveaway. So if you hashtag the Trailerviewboys on our video, on any of our videos, and then hashtag the Light Cinema.
Of course.
So if you
You'll be
subscribe
in for
on
it.
YouTube, so if you want to subscribe for us, you got the chance to take that home with you.
You can win this iPad.
Is it the
Oh, you
Well.
wish. You wish. It's in the box.
I've got
Anything in the box,
pointing
boys.
towards the
Anything in the box.
false advertising here, isn't it?
No, that's wicked.
So is this an early venture because you want to sit down and
Have a
get a
couple
few
of
beers
beers
and
before
nice, love it.
Yeah, talk about Star Wars, you know,
Love
the films before it, what we think's going to happen, where it's going to go.
What's your theories then?
Perfect, boys.
What's the main
Yeah,
theory
that's-
you've got then?
How we feeling?
My personal main theory, I've seen it online as well.
Right,
Okay.
Rey, granddaughter of Palpatine.
That's an interesting theory. I've heard that one as
Oh,
well.
I've been
Yes.
speaking about that one.
Yeah.
You feel happy about that one?
I think it makes sense,
Yeah.
in all honesty.
So do you think Kylo Ren will be the Skywalker to Rise?
I'd like him to be.
Yeah.
It'd be
Obviously,
great for his
within
character
because
arc.
the reason being, with my opinion, Kylo Ren is the best thing to come out of the trilogies, in my opinion.
The new trilogy, this new trilogy.
The reason being, Kylo Ren, you can tell, in my opinion, he kind of. You had Vader, who, in the theory, when he become Anakin to go into Vader,
Yeah.
he went evil. He just went evil. All of the
100%,
Sand
yeah.
people killed them.
Yeah.
I think Kylo wants to be
He's
that
torn,
person,
yeah, he's torn,
but he's just too My Chemical Romance. You know, he wants to be Vader, but I
Yeah.
don't think he's got it in him to become it.
Well, I'm
You're
glad
right.
you said that, because an interesting point watching earlier today, we were watching.
So, Force Awakens, we've watched this
sorry,
morning, yeah.
and The Last Jedi. Have you ever noticed his eyes aren't Sith?
Oh.
So his eye colours are just his eye colours.
That's true, because I mean, when
So with you saying to come
the Sand
back,
People thing with Anakin, at the end of it, when he's driving off on the Sand Speeder, he does have the red eyes at the end, but Kylo's never gone for me full Sith.
No.
He's never gone
Because
full
he's
Sith.
torn, he doesn't know
He is
what
torn.
direction he wants to
Full
go.
Natalie
I think
Imbruglia.
that's why they've exactly.
He's torn, isn't he?
I
That's
think they're
right.
leaving it. I think they leave it open.
Yeah, and I love his attitude as well. He's not scared to show his frustration and tear up one of the fucking rooms with his lightsaber, you know.
oh dude, favourite scene out of any of them so far is the bit where he's tearing up the interrogation room and
And
two
they
yeah,
walk
two
away and
yeah,
then go,
yeah,
oh no.
yeah, come round and
Walk
go.
away. Yeah,
nothing to see here.
But that one stormtrooper's like, dude, I've seen this before. Trust me. Just,
Get out.
yeah,
You don't want to see this. Yeah, yeah.
We'll take the reprimand. We'll take the reprimand over about it.
Yeah, yeah.
The thing is, if he could use those powers and just go,
Yeah.
release all of his hates, I don't think that's something we've never seen from
Yeah.
Kylo.
Yeah, but
in
what
my
I want to
opinion.
see with Rey as well is I want to see her in a vulnerable situation because all we've seen so far
Yeah.
She
is
handles it,
powerful.
yeah.
It's powerful. Like,
Yeah.
she's just all of a sudden she's a Jedi.
Yeah.
There's no explanation. She's a Jedi.
Yeah.
We don't know anything about her. We don't know where she's came from.
Who her
we don't
family
know
are.
exactly. We don't know who
Yeah.
her family is. It's like even the training with Luke. It was like, oh yeah. Here
was
you go.
minimal, wasn't
Here's
it?
a
It was
lightsaber,
very
you know.
minimal.
Was,
And it's
yeah.
like, I want to see her in trouble.
Choose to
You know what I
believe a
mean?
lot of the training happened off screen is what I choose to believe. Choose to believe it's a lot of off
All
screen.
you see the river training is Chewie come and rip the door down, Luke sort her out, and then
Yeah, it was really, wasn't it?
So from this trilogy, boys, obviously I'm going to guess that you're going for Kylo Ren. But favourite character?
Kylo, 1,000,000% Kylo, personally.
BB-8.
BB-8. Yes.
even with his
He's a little market boy fan. Isn't he?
I just love from The Force Awakens, the old
yeah.
Oh, mate.
the
the
fire
fire
thumbs
thumbs
up.
That's
that
brilliant.
is
That's one of the
quality.
best
I'm all about
scenes,
that.
definitely. And his little enemy in
Oh, it's in the.
there's like a BB-8,
Last
evil
Skywalker,
BB-8.
They have an evil BB-8. It's like, oh my god.
Trying to hunt him down. I want to see more of that.
yeah.
I want to see more
Those
of that.
two together.
Dude,
like,
that's a Star Wars story in itself. That is.
that's the spoiler alert.
Agreed, man.
Really, these two.
Yeah.
That's the secret.
Full on Disney Plus spin
Oh,
off, just
yeah.
the BB-8 series, yeah.
Star Wars Rise of the BB-8.
I
love
think
it.
But we still haven't seen him tackle a set of stairs yet, so
he's come downstairs.
Come downstairs.
he's not gone upstairs.
No, that's true.
But he did like somehow gag and like put down 3. I think it was Stormtroopers.
Well, if Doctor Who got a Dalek
Somehow.
upstairs, then Star Wars can get BB-8 upstairs.
Definitely.
So
Can be done. Can
No,
be done.
100%. So, favourite film then, boys?
All time?
All
Wow.
the franchise.
all Star Wars
franchises.
There is only one acceptable answer, and it was Return of the Jedi.
Ooh, what we
Empire
saying?
Strikes Back.
Yes, man after my own heart there, but I'm Empire.
Always
Oh,
Return
dude,
of the
it's, a
Jedi
valid,
for me.
it's an absolute valid argument. Why is it Return of the Jedi then?
For me personally, you see the conflict of Luke with Vader, and he's kind of in the situation Kylo's in Luke.
Yeah.
And you see him confront Vader, finally defeat him, and then you've got the whole part of Chewie coming out the top of an ATST. What more could you want?
And that end battle scene with Vader and the Sith and the background music hitting on is
really get the emotional side.
You've got the space scene going on behind it.
Yeah.
Palpatine egging Luke on to bring Vader down, like, right, me and you will take on the rest of the galaxy. Screw you, Dad.
No, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, Empire Strikes Back. Let's hear why.
Well, it's the highest rated film on IMDb, so let's
Here we go. Yes. Honestly, mate, I'm surprised he hasn't started banging on about Chernobyl yet.
I think actually it's the highest rated on Rotten Tomatoes as well, if I'm right. I think it actually is.
Have you seen the Rotten Tomatoes rating of Rise of Skywalker?
89, something like that.
56.
Yeah, mate.
Has it got dropped?
Yeah, but you know what?
Forget
I've got to
that.
be honest with you.
It's not even out. So
It's not even out.
And I don't trust Rotten Tomatoes.
I was just about to say that. Like, this is
daily.
this is another thing we made this channel because when you only like, there's been so many films we've looked at the ratings and gone, and then I've watched it on home when it's come released. And you're like, this is brilliant.
What people do is because of the last Star Wars film, people are going out there. They're going onto these websites, Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb. They're posting 1-star reviews already. Already before they've even seen the film.
No, totally.
So
I think if we were going on about that side of things, what was your opinion of The Last Jedi then?
I've got to be honest with you, it was a mixed bag. I am quite like the other fans, but if I'm honest with you, it leaves a lot open for this one. I am excited about it.
I think
it explored the Force.
I'm so glad J.J. Abrams is back.
it changed the Force. They didn't really. They sort of went somewhere else.
The thing that annoyed me with Last Jedi is one of the main plot lines of it was the First Order are chasing down
the Resistance.
And the Resistance are running out of petrol. Just speed up. You're the First Order. Surely you've got a bit of
They
money.
were following them.
Yes, but just speed up a
They
little bit
could
and
track them. That was the
destroy
point of it. They could track them.
Why?
They could track. Yeah, but that's what I'm
But
saying.
you've got,
It's a
to
stupid
admit, you've got to
storyline.
admit, one of the most beautiful shots in any of the Star Wars films.
Salt.
Hyperspeed.
The hyperspeed assault.
No, we were
like
just
when I sat in the cinema when watched that, I literally went.
Before we came and sat with you, we were on about The Last Jedi. I was on about my favourite personal scene, not just in The Last Jedi,
Was it when
any
the
Star
Chinese
Wars.
girl kissed?
Oh, we don't speak about that.
Finn.
Finn. That was
It
great.
was the throne room scene with Rey and Kylo.
Why is it your favourite? It's my favourite because you finally get to see those red guys actually do something.
No, don't get me
That's
wrong.
why it's my favourite.
Don't get me wrong. One of my favourite characters of Return of the Jedi was the Imperial Throne Guards.
Yeah.
For the pure fact that they did absolute jack all. And all you saw was them rise up, please leave us. And they just go, oh man. But that throne room scene for me, see, when he throws the lightsaber to it, it just catches it and turns it on, lightsaber through the back of the eye. Incredible.
I like the fight with Brienne of Tarth, although I do think
Brienne of Tarth with lightsabers.
she should have gave it everything.
That's actually the best Star Wars scene ever, but it's not even Star Wars. Do you know what I'm referring to now?
Yes, absolutely. You're talking about the Arya and
Brienne fight with lightsabers.
which is a beautifully edited thing. You've got to watch it. But well, again, the battle between Captain Phasma was very Star Wars as well, because if someone isn't falling down a bottomless pit,
we were on about this earlier. There's so many bottomless pits. It's part of the designs for any Death Star, Death Planet, whatever it is. There has to be bottomless pits inside.
somebody does die
somehow, hasn't he? So
well, it's Palpatine, man. Like, you don't understand the Force. You don't understand the dark side like Palpatine understands the dark side. This is what This is what makes him Palpatine. You know what I mean?
I swear to God that if he comes back and starts rambling on about the Senate, if he goes full Clone Wars and Phantom Menace on us.
So what are your thoughts on Rogue One, guys? Because for me, for that side story, that was pretty brilliant.
Other than the original trilogy,
Yeah.
Rogue One is the best Star Wars sideline that we've got for that. Personally, because it was Rogue One had been the theory of Rogue One had been around long before these new trilogy. We all know of the Boffin spies that stole the Death Star plans. It was about
Shout out to those many Boffins that died to bring us this information.
God bless the Boffins. You know, so Rogue One, the theory of it has been around since A New Hope. Since it's been there since the start of Star Wars. And because there was technically, I don't think, any pressure on Rogue One. The baseline of the story was there. We didn't know the characters or anything. So the no pressure to go out and do this spectacular, amazing thing. There was no characters you had to build on. There was no Star Wars,
there was no lightsabers or anything like that.
And for the culmination of it to end with Vader on the ship at the end, leading into A New Hope.
Amazing.
That was just.
And I think that took Vader to the next level of how people dictate him anyway, because obviously when they were made 1977, they could only do so much.
Right.
And obviously the choreograph now is a lot better these days, so to give Vader that scene, to make him what he is.
Well, I don't know about you boys, but after seeing that scene, I now believe I need a film that they make about just Darth Vader in his prime, hunting down remnant Jedi, because it was just so incredible. I was like, this is the next Solo film, please. Like, this is the next Sideline film, please.
There's no reason why they can't, though. I think they'll keep churning them out.
They'll do it, 100%.
The thing is, it's a massive franchise, isn't it? And they'll keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it.
You've got to think how many. We've got no Skywalker saga left, as far as Disney is saying. This is the last one, so
I think they'll end it on a slight, not cliffhanger, but a slight.
I don't think there'll be a
tail off into something else. I don't know. I think it will.
It just
to build it on.
The only thing that I'm not a fan of the new saga is that J.J. Abrams didn't get The Last Jedi.
He only said he wanted one, though, didn't he? I think.
But The Last Jedi for me doesn't feel. I feel as though that the Force Awakens and the Rise of Skywalker, I feel as though they might be a bit disconnected from The Last Jedi slightly.
No, because now he's got the opportunity to tie it all together.
Yeah.
He's got the opportunity to bring it all together.
No, I like what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but I am going to go on the positive there with. Again, you've got to remember, I mean, Empire Strikes Back and Attack of the Clones, these were very lucky films, because your second film, it's never going to capture the imagination as your first, and it's never going to be as good as the third, because the third tends to be the ending, the crescendo, the big bang, everything all thrown in.
I think
I think, unfortunately, The Last Jedi it just didn't do as good as its previous predecessors, Empire Strikes Back, Attack of the Clones.
I had a lot of hope.
But I still really enjoyed it, man. I thought,
there was some stupid things going on.
No, that's all right. I was just going to say, I think The Last Jedi itself actually tied, just about to tie a bow for now Rise of the Skywalker. You could say it was that type of film where, okay, it didn't give the fans exactly what they wanted, but it set up a lot of, patches and filled in some holes for people, and maybe the story now, Rise of the Skywalker.
Well, we'll find
I hope it doesn't just J.J. Abrams, for me,
absolutely.
One of my favourite films that he has done was
The Force Awakens.
Not Star Wars. It was Star Trek. For me, what J.J. Abrams did to the Star Trek genre, them films, even if you're not a Star Trek fan, those films were incredible.
They were.
They were incredible films. So when I heard that he had got The Force Awakens, I mean, I was like, boom, here we go.
And apparently I read an interview that he actually felt this film, Rise of Skywalker, was a lot easier to make because there was less pressure. He'd done Force Awakens. It was new to him because of the pressure of the franchise and everything came with it. And this time round, he kind of felt like
he created those characters, and now he will end those characters' journey. He's got the reins for that. I think it's going to be.
I hope it goes that way, because I think I've read one or two tweets about the film, nothing spoiler related, and one of the best ones I read was a quote to Luke at the end of The Last Jedi. I hope I get it word for word. This is not how you think this is going to end. And that's a quote I've heard for this film, that this is not how we think it's going to end.
No, I like that.
And I hope it's true, because how long's the film? What's the runtime?
2 hours.
2.5
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours.
Close, it's 3 hours.
Something like that.
It's close, it's 3 hours.
I hope they don't rush it.
Yeah, same.
I don't think they're going to.
So what you're saying is you hope it's not a 4-hour film compact into a 2.5-hour film?
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
I don't want to go full.
Yeah.
I think they're going to get it bang on. I think they'll nail it.
100%. I agree.
I think they'll nail it.
Really do.
And I hope they do, because
away.
this is a culmination of a part of my life, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean,
30, 40 years, isn't it? 40 years of.
I mean, Star Wars is older than me.
Yep.
It's probably older than all of us put together.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
So any last theories then, before we...
right then, theories. I'm going to put a big death out there. I'm going to put a big death out there. Finn.
Really?
I'm going to put a big death. I think there will be a big death. It'll be
You know
Finn.
what? That probably would, pull at people's emotional
That would
strings,
upset
actually.
me. I'm not gonna lie, that would upset me. I would come out mad. Okay, so
because he's just started this bit of a love.
Fin Death, Carlo to turn good.
Okay,
there's mine.
Wow, I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, Ray to turn to the dark side.
Oh, love it. I would love it.
How about that? They cross over.
Yeah.
I like that. They swap. I like that. Oh, then, and while we're at it as well, best Chewbacca impression.
Oh, that's not too bad. Oh, he's got it. He's won it. Done it.
Nice, terrible.
I think we should leave it with May the Force be with you.
With you, that is brilliant.
Guys, it's been a
Cheers,
pleasure.
guys,
Thank you very
appreciate
much for having us.
Thank
you, boys.
boys.
See you later, mate.
Cheers, guys.
Enjoy the film as
We will
well.
indeed.
Cheers, lads.
Thank you.
Do it.
Right then, guys, that is going to do it for us now. We are about to get ourselves some popcorn, some drinks.
Yep.
We're going to watch the film. We're going to get back here. We're hopefully going to get a bit of feedback off a few of the guys we spoke to and a few of the guys how they thought of the film. So I've been Alex.
I've been Damien.
And this is the Trailer Boys signing off. Thank you very much.
Okay, guys. I hope you enjoyed that cinematic review. We absolutely loved it. Thanks for everyone that sat with us and took the time to give us their theories, their opinions on the characters, which actually was really interesting because there were two prominent characters that everyone seems to really love from either the latest saga or the entire franchise. So, interesting. Again, thanks to the Light Cinema for having us down to talk to all of these lovely people. We absolutely enjoyed ourselves. It was a fantastic night, very busy. And I don't think there was anyone there really that came out disappointed. Afterwards, we hung around. We raffled off a prize to a lovely couple that won a Star Wars hamper. So extra smiles there, people going home, and talking to a few people on the way out. Everyone seemed to really be happy with the way they ended it. So. Nothing else more to say than thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the cinematic review. We are going to do more of these because we just feel that they're the best way to interact with yourselves, the fans, and just have some real and good conversations about movies, which we love. So thanks for listening. We are the Trailerview Boys, and we'll see you on the next spoiler review.